Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello, welcome to the 12th dimension. I'm Andy, and I'm joined by a good friend, Albert Rosales. I know I nearly called you Albert Humanoid then. I was just reading the name at the bottom.
Albert Humanoid, yeah, there you go. That should be my nickname, yeah. I don't mind. Yeah.
Change it. So those of you that don't know who Albert is, then yeah, you need to sort your life out and get reading some of his millions of books. I did so just before we do start. Albert's coming back on in a fortnight, and we're going to be joined by George Mitrovic. So I have said to Albert that if he's got anything to talk about, he needs to get in this week because it's going to be a fighting battle to get a word in with George. So
it's going to be a George show. Okay.
Well, it's going to be good fun either way. And we have got a guest co-host joining me, so it's going to be a full four-room testosterone podcast of some sort. So that's in a fortnight. Next week we've got Preston Dennett coming on. So
Preston,
stuff. Yeah. So he's been on a few times before. Really like Preston. As everyone, so it's all cool. Right. So we're gonna start then with you sent me some information over. So we're gonna start with the humanoid encounters over the last 2 to 3 years.
Well, I just want to point out that not all humanoids or aliens are the short, gray, big-headed ones.
Yeah.
There's a misconception around. Everybody thinks they're the grays. And sometimes I just get fed up with it. There are grays out there, but not all the humanoids reported are grays. There are many different types of humanoids that, just like in the 70s and the 60s, they're still being reported. Maybe not as much as before, but if you look at the I don't know if you ever read the book The Humanoids by was edited by I forgot about it, Gordon Creighton from Fine Social Review. They wrote a book.
I've heard of the book. I'm sure I've read it, or I've read something similar title.
They have a list. It's called The Humanoids. That's one of the first books that I read. That's why I became so interested. One of the reasons. Yeah. And if you read the cases through there, not one case describes a humanoid that resembles a gray. Not one. I mean, and I've gone through it many times, and I have all the cases from that book. I even have a copy of the book with me.
Yeah.
Where is it? I could show it to you if I could find
I was
it.
going to say, if you see the cover, I could tell you whether I've read it or not.
Where the heck is it? But anyway, also, if you ever read Jacques Ballet Passport to Magonia, he has a whole list there of cases, close encounters. And like I said, none of them describe any human or creature resembles the modern day Greys, or what I call the Hollywood Greys. Which every movie you see now is like they show a gray. Once in a while they show what I call a regular spaceman, but I mean, there's many different types of creatures. You got the flying humanoids, reptilians, which they've been around, all kinds. I like to include in my books or in my files all types of humanoid, all type of creatures.
Yeah, I
fairies,
suppose
gnomes, stuff like that.
Yeah, so I was just going to say, I suppose Hollywood's gone a bit stereotypical with the
Greys.
The Greys and that the big head, almond eyes, small
Charles
neck.
Bowen.
Oh, no, I've not read.
You never seen it? Oh man, this is.
I've heard of it. I recognise the title.
Charles Bowen.
I don't recognise the cover.
This is it has different covers, but this one I bought, and one of my favorite books there that I got.
When was that book published? Do you know? Do you know the year?
Shoot.
Sorry.
I think 68 or 69.
Right. Oh, there's a possibility then that I have read it, because like I said, it does sound really familiar. I was going to say
69, yeah.
Right. If it was like pre-80s, then there's a good chance I've read it.
I was only a year old back then.
Was it even born?
Yeah. No, you were not born for sure.
A few years after. Not long, but yeah.
I was 11 years old. Wow. And at that age I became interested in this kind of stuff. I saw the book in a library. I saw this book, and I saw Jacques Ballet Passport to Magonia. You familiar with that one?
The what, sorry?
Jacques Ballet Passport to Magonia.
So I've not read that. I have heard of that one. That is on my list.
That's one of my one of the first books that I read. I became so interested, and he had like I said, a whole listing of encounters and stuff like that. And sometimes in the when I was in the Navy in the from 70 to 81, from 76 to 81, I decided to start collecting these stories, and I didn't have much time over there. I didn't have a computer. I first got a computer back in the 90s, and I think 95 or 96, and that computer was, compared to what we have now, it was like,
it's completely different, isn't it? The old green screen and
I started collecting them, and it's been up and down. It's been difficult sometimes, that it affected me, my personal relationships, because I've been so involved with it. But I'm still hanging around. I'm still doing it.
Still doing it. Still there. Still giving the information out to everyone.
Yeah, I try to. Sometimes I think, is it worth it? Is it going to be any valuable to somebody in the future? Maybe. Who knows? Maybe.
You just got to keep doing it, and hopefully you'll hit the right people.
What I do, I get a lot of books from different countries. The UK is English, but I get like books from France, Italy, Germany, and Spain, of course, Spanish. And I could translate most of them. I try to translate a lot of cases that someone here in the West wouldn't hear about them, like cases from Russia, Belarus, or Poland.
So do you translate them and then read them and put them in one of your books? Is that how you do it?
Yeah, I summarize them. I try to correct them. Sometimes, the editing is a pain, because a lot of the translation, unless it's like the Italian or Spanish, where I could translate, or Portuguese.
Yeah.
Let's say Polish or Russian, I do the Google translation, and some of the translation.
It means nothing.
Doesn't make any sense. So I have to fix it or tweak it.
Yeah.
Romanian, and then some of the stuff
yeah,
that I gotta go. What is? You gotta
well, I've
laugh,
got a
but
couple of friends. Sorry, I've got a couple of friends at Romanian, one that I used to work with, and he was saying a lot of the English translation, it makes no sense when
not
it's
all.
translated into Romanian. They then have to decipher it and pretty much completely change it for it to mean anything close to what we're actually saying.
And you have to think, yeah, maybe this is what that person meant, and yeah, sounds, it makes more sense that
Yeah.
I saw a flying spaghetti monster, or whatever. Which I've
Hey,
seen,
you never know. They might have seen. That's what they might have seen.
or a
You
pink
never know.
elephant. You never know.
Yeah.
But I seen some doozies out there, translations. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can just about speak English, so.
Well, I get a lot of English books or British books. I have a lot of those. I don't have to translate those. Yeah,
No, that's
So
all good.
some of the words are like only used by some of the words are only used by the British. Like, the person stood by the door, and I go, he stood. I guess he's, and we say standing by the door.
Yeah,
You guys had stood by the door, and sometimes I get stood.
I think we're just lazy on speech. That's all it is.
But I could understand.
Yeah,
Of course.
no, all good, all good. But it keeps you busy anyway, if nothing else.
Yeah, because right now I'm retired after 35 years of working for the Miami Dade Police Department as a dispatcher, which was crazy. I heard it all there also, and believe it or not, we had people calling in reporting encounters.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you, because I knew you worked for the police, but I didn't know exactly what it was that you did.
Dispatcher, what we call here 911, the emergency number. I don't know what that number is over there.
Oh, yeah, it's 999 over here.
999, okay.
Yeah, so it's emergency dispatch.
Emergency, yeah.
Yeah.
I had a security guard call in one day. This is back in '89. I remember them. I remember like it was yesterday. I was working the midnight shift, which is 11 to 7, and he called around 2:33. Was back then there was no cell phone. He called from a payphone.
Yeah.
A phone booth, and he said that he was patrolling a shopping center, and he turned the corner, and there were 3 what he called cat people standing. He said there were 3 figures about 7 foot tall, white, pale white in color, big heads, and they had big slanted eyes, black. And he called them cat people because the eyes looked like that of a cat.
Ah, right, okay.
And they were just standing there, and he ran to the phone booth, called the police immediately. He had no idea what the hell he was looking at.
Oh.
And then the police responded, and took the report seriously. They actually wrote a report, which I had a copy of. God knows where it is now, because I think.
Yeah, sorry.
1989 happened.
When you came on last, you was talking about that because someone.
Maybe
one of the questions was, "Have you?" We was talking about dogmen, and someone said, "Have you any reports of like cat people?" And I remember you telling that story. Because I've not heard of any other than that one. I've not heard of any others.
There's a report from that I read about another. This is back in 1970.
Yeah.
Truck. This is in the U.S. in West Virginia. This is an area that's been filled with a lot of encounters. Yeah. He was driving a truck, and suddenly the engine stalled. Your typical, encounter. And he got up, looked under the hood. All of a sudden, he looked, and there was a creature grabbed him and threw him to the ground.
Yeah.
And scratched him. He stood over him, and he thought he was gonna die because the creature was right on top of him. All of a sudden, the headlights came on from another vehicle, and the creature took off. He described this creature, not a Bigfoot, bipedal.
Yeah.
That looked like a bipedal panther, black panther.
Oh.
The ears were kind of pointy.
Yeah.
Green slanted eyes, and he didn't look friendly at all. So who knows?
Well, I don't know. What? So, question. So, with all these encounters, the last few guests that have been on, they've kind of all gone to like the same conclusion that a lot of these cryptids are kind of like just passing through, like they've come through, say, a portal or whatever you want to call it. They've come into our timeline, and then that's why they're not really seen again, because they carry on and go through to another one. Are they like jumping timelines?
I believe so. I think they probably travel through portals.
Yeah.
Or wormholes, small ones.
Yeah.
And then they're briefly enter our reality or our dimension, and there's an encounter. And most of the time, that's why people see them disappear all of a sudden, and there's no tracks or whatever. Most of the time, that happens, and that's the only explanation that makes sense right here now. That I think they come in briefly, a portal opens somehow, and they come in from God knows where.
Yeah,
and they interact briefly, and then they disappear. They go back to wherever they came from.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I don't mean to interrupt. I was going to say, do you think that they come through into our time because where they need to go next, that portal, that wormhole, that opening, whatever you want to call it, that it can only be accessed in our dimension. So they've got to come into ours to get to that, to then jump through to the next one, to where they're destined to be. Is that possible?
Maybe our dimension is like a throughway.
Yeah.
Or like a Grand Central Station. They have to go through here first.
Exchange point.
Just like the Men in Black with all the different type of aliens and waiting for the.
Why would why would that not make sense?
You know what? All these science fiction shows that you see might be. You never know. It could be.
Stop off point.
Yeah. But you know,
come in waiting for the next train out of here.
I'm not saying that I have 30,000 summaries. I'm not saying that each one of them are completely true. You know, I have rejected many cases that right off the bat they didn't. Okay. One time I was at a meeting. I used to be a MUFON member here in South Florida, and we used to have a lot of meetings. And we went to a meeting, and there was this girl there. Well, not a girl, maybe she was in her 30s. Yeah. Hey, hi, I want to tell you what a story that she sounded, normal to me, legit. I go, hey, here's my phone number. Mistake. I gave her my phone number. 2:00 in the morning, my phone number rings. Hello. Yeah, this is whatever her name was. I want to tell you that I used to be a NSA sniper and I used to shoot grays, and they're still following me. I go, okay, but why are you calling me at 2:00 in the morning telling me this? Okay, I had to block her because she just kept calling me every day, and then
constant.
And then the MUFON leader told me, yeah, I should have told you about her. I go, well, what? You should have told me before, not after. But there's a lot of people out there that you have to tread lightly.
Yeah, it is hard to work out who is genuine and who's not. Because the thing is, if they're not genuine and they believe that the story they're telling you is legit, then it's going to come across as real.
You know what? The weirder the story is, I think there's more possibility
more genuine
legit. Yeah. Because there's a lot of people they send me an email or, hey, I saw there's a gray in my backyard, a gray here and a gray, and that's all they say. There's a gray, and gray is all they have in their mind.
Yeah.
And if somebody calls and they tell me, yeah, I heard a noise in my backyard and a dog was barking. I looked out and it looked like a werewolf running down the bank. I believe that more than that. I would, because you know what I don't believe. All these photos that come out with supposedly grays walking around and
with the Philippines or
or videos, I don't know. I just can't swallow them.
There's a load on. I was going through Facebook before, and I've seen these photos before, and these like Oriental lads, I don't know if they look like Vietnamese or Philippines, but like around that part of the world, there's all these different types of what look like, I suppose, aliens or reptilians stood in the background. They're having selfies taken. You must have seen them. They
I
do.
probably
The
have.
weird thing is, they do look real. Doesn't look CGI, but it looks too real to be true. It's too.
You know what?
Too nice.
Yeah, maybe there's some actual photos that are possibly legit, but it's hard to really find one.
Yeah.
You know what? Also, those videos, the like supposedly alien autopsy, that. So
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I
Well,
believe that there was a UFO recovery and crash in Roswell
yeah.
and many other places, but I don't know about leaked autopsy films. I'm sure probably they are, but
That's it.
kept hidden.
Well, it was someone said they come forward and said it was all faked for just to just put it out there and at the same time shut people up. Then a few years later, it come back saying no, it wasn't fake. It was real footage. And then the debate's been going on ever since then.
I think there's just a lot of disinformation put out there to cloud it, to cloud the information to
to put us off what's really going on. I
confuse
believe
people
that as well.
Just like all these Tic Tac videos, maybe they're legit, but they just, I don't know. There seems to be like some kind of agenda going on here. They're trying to throw us off or something. I don't know.
It just seems to be a lot of stuff going on at once, and then nothing
Yeah.
again, and then little bits here and there, and it's too. It seems like they've trying to not put a pattern to it, but by putting a pattern to it, if that makes sense.
I gave up a long time ago to try to find an answer to what's really going on. If there are extraterrestrials, interdimensionals, underground, underwater, I just collect the stories and talk to the people. But if you try to, you can't come on and say, "I'm going to solve the mystery of the UFO." You won't be able to do that. A lot of people quit because of that, because they can never figure out what's going on, and all of a sudden they quit. All these groups that they show up, and 2 months later they disband because they thought they were going to solve the mystery.
Yeah. It's like when I go out and do investigations. It'd be good to get something on film, whether it's EVP or visual, but most of the time don't get anything. And we can go to the same place 3-4 times on the run and just get one little thing that lasts about a minute, and the other 8 hours of video, nothing. Absolutely nothing.
For some reason that I could vouch for is that a lot of times when people take cameras with them or video cameras, that there's I'm sorry about that. They malfunction when they're going to take the picture, or something happens. The battery drains all of a sudden, and there's a lot of for some reason, maybe they know that they're going to be photographed, and they disable the cell phone or the camera or whatever it is. There's some reports about UFOs. I mean, Bigfoot, which I think is an intelligent being. I don't think it's an animal. I think it's something that it could travel through portals through here and there, and it has telepathic power, I believe, capabilities. And there's cases in which people have been trying to take a picture, and they have received a message, real strong message, telepathically telling me, if you take a picture of me, I will kill you.
Right. Yeah.
And that's when I put my cell phone away. Oh, I'm sorry.
So I've had the messages, not if you don't move, we're going to kill you. But it's like when we've been out investigating, there's a cemetery just up the road from me that we go to quite a lot. And we've been in there, and I'll get, however, it's a gut feeling or a message, but it's like, right, it's time to leave. I get there's no voice, there's nothing. It's just a fart. It's more like a fart than anything else. And it's like, you need to leave now. It's not a warning, we're telling you. And straight away, I'll be like, right, finishing now, we're going. I don't need asking twice, because you don't know what you're dealing with.
it's like a built-in defense system that you got to leave that now.
It's not like another
Yeah.
person, physical farm, where someone comes up to you, right, you're going to leave, and then you
That's
don't know,
happened to
you're
me. That's
arguing
happened to
and all
me.
that. Yeah.
In my house, my own house.
Wow.
I had incidences where I wake up in the middle of the night and I see shadow figures. One night I woke up, I could hardly move, and I was in terror. I was for some reason I was terrified.
Yeah.
My wife, she was passed out next to me. She didn't know anything was going on. I got up and I couldn't hardly move. I was like, I'm trying to walk out the bedroom.
Yeah.
It was like I was being held back, and I couldn't do it. And I wasn't asleep. I was awake.
Yeah.
And I was terrified. And this happened a couple times already with me. When I see one of those shadow figures, it just terrifies me. I don't know what they are. They're interdimensional or what, but scary.
I've had that once. I had a camera and that fall off the shelving that I used to have at the side of the PC, and it was flat. I've said it loads of times. It was flat. It was on a flat surface. I blew tack to stop it just in case, because the camera was tilted at an angle, so it was like a little bit top heavy. And that fell. It went behind the TV. So it woke me and the missus up, and I put a light on to find out what it was. Realised it was that. Moved it, put it down, and then I went back to sleep, and about half an hour later, I needed the bathroom, and I was so scared of getting up and going to the bathroom. I went, but I was like, I only went because I really had to go. It was one of them. I'm not going to go into detail, but
yeah, it's like something inside you tells you don't do it.
Really didn't want to. I did not want to. From the bed to the door, it's probably 4 foot, if that. And it was the worst 4 foot I've ever had to walk.
Have you come upon any incidences of black-eyed kids or children?
No.
No.
No. Not
those are Those are creepy. Those are like all of a sudden they come out of nowhere, just like vampires. They want to get in your house, but you got to let them in. They can't go in themselves.
Yeah. Well, I went when I first heard about Cannock Chase. I know you've heard of Cannock Chase.
Yeah.
That's probably about an hour away from where I am, and it's a nice drive to get there as well. You can either go on the motorway or on the A roads, and it's a nice drive on the A roads. And the first time I went, it's because I don't know how true that this video is. There's a video on YouTube, someone using a drone, and you can see the black-eyed kids at the edge of this pine forest.
I think I seen.
Is a girl in a white dress with like long hair. So the first time I went, I said, "Come on, we're going out for the day." Didn't tell anyone else that was coming with me the real intention of me going, but I went to see if I could see any of these black-eyed kids, but nothing.
Nothing at all. I don't know if there's a. That's what that Cannock Chase in Staffordshire. Is that correct?
Yeah, correct. England? Yeah.
There's an author over there. I don't know if Lee Brickley. Have you heard of him? Lee Brickley. He's written a lot about.
I'm friends with him.
Yeah. Oh, well, he's written a book called The Black-Eyed Child of Cannock Chase.
Right.
And he has several stories, really bizarre incidents, encounters. I mean, I'm not talking about just seeing the little kid or the little girl or whatever it is. It's people that encounter the girl and they feel like all of a sudden there's a beam of light that hits them, knocks them out, or they're levitated, all kinds of weird stuff. I mean, not just an encounter, it's more.
Right, okay.
Pretty weird.
Yeah, I've just had a quick look on Facebook. I'm friends with him. It just says writer.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it's him.
Yeah, that's him. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea what they might be, BEKs or BECs. But one of them knocks on my door.
Yeah. Well, I did you've heard of Michelle Freed, who does the remote viewing? She teaches it.
Michelle Freed?
Yes.
Doesn't ring a bell right now.
States. I can't remember exactly where she is. But she does a lot of the classes for remote viewing and like hypnosis and regression and all that. She was on the show and she contacted me the next morning asking me to do a recording for a show for a production company that she's running, and did I want to do a piece on a certain subject, and I ended up doing this recording. It was about black-eyed kids, and there's about 2 or 3 different accounts. So I've done that. I'm not sure when that's going out. I've not heard from her. I sent her all the details over, and she said, "Yeah, it's good, and we're going to put it out. I'll be in touch once it gets released." So,
kind of weird, a lot of these black-eyed kids reports in the Cannock Chase area, they're seen in the forest or in the woods, isolated roads or whatever. But most of these kids are like, they knock on your front door at 11 p.m. at night, 2300 hours. Can I come in and use your phone? I go, you haven't heard of cell phones, kid? All kids got cell phones now, so get the hell out of here.
Well, there's a case. One of them. There's one that I covered. There's an elderly couple, and they let them in. Obviously, they was unaware of what black-eyed kids were. They let them in. They was both became ill. The guy ended up having to go to hospital. I think he ended up with leukemia. He had radiation poisoning. Wow. He died from the conditions, and then the woman, she was seriously ill, but she managed to fight and get better. Yeah, and this was apparently from these a lad and a girl that wanted to come in, and then there's a car that come and picked them up, and from what they said,
a car picked them up.
Oh. Yeah, so from what they said to other encounters and that, it was very MIB. Like it was a type. I don't know if it was a black Cadillac, but it was like that kind of. With the MIB, the type of cars that they use, and you could see. Apparently, you could see someone in, and they had like a black suit and a black.
Well, I think researcher Nick.
Whatever.
Yeah, Nick Redfern. He's a British researcher.
Yeah.
You heard him.
Yeah.
I think he sees a connection maybe between a lot, because he has a lot of books on the MIBs and excellent books, I may say. And he sees a connection between maybe the BEKs and the MIBs.
Yeah,
I don't know, but who knows? Who knows how many times there's been people had let him in, and then they found their body the next day. Oh, he died of a heart attack. Who knows?
Yeah. Well, it's like, I was just going to say, I'm jumping over a little bit, but a lot of people say you don't hear any bad encounters of like dogmen or Bigfoot. The reason you don't hear about them, because if that person, something bad's happened to him, who's going to tell the story if there's nobody else about?
If you think about all these, you heard of the Missing 411 series book. Yeah. A lot of these people have gone missing and then they're found dead again, far away or a different place, or maybe in the same area.
I was saying a lot of the time it's in the same area where it's been checked like 3-4 times, even by forensics.
Maybe they were. Maybe some of them encounter some kind of aggressive Bigfoot. I've heard reports of Bigfoot attacking, and dogmen attacking.
Yeah,
they're thank God they're few and far between, but they're cases, such cases.
Yeah, but it's always puzzled me that when people say you don't hear of any bad incidents, you're not going to hear of the bad ones because there's nobody there to tell us. There's nobody about now to tell the story.
That survived, or maybe people that do survive, or they're either silenced,
too traumatized,
or they're nobody out. They won't talk about it, of course.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just going to put this up from Ancient Ruby. She goes, "I like me, Andy," which took over 40 years for me to tell my encounter. See, I totally get that. Yeah. Because I know a lot of people do find it difficult. It depends what's gone on. Because like I've said before, what could be a bad encounter for you could be a good encounter for somebody else. It's how you perceive it. Yeah, and whether you're ready to accept what's going on.
True.
So it's a mental state, I think, most of it, rather than physical.
I think that over 50% of the encounters are never revealed by people. No. They're kept secret forever, maybe deathbed, and
possibly.
maybe they tell their family 50 years later, like this lady here 40 years later.
Yeah.
But
But I was going to say, I've had like encounters, and then like when people ask me, and I'm telling them, and then someone else, you just need that trigger then, and then I'll remember something else. It's like, how have I forgot that for so long? And it's like that kind of links a couple of the things that have happened previous. That to me, that links them together, and you just completely forget about it.
a lot of people tell me that right after they have the encounter or the whatever happened to them, they forget right away. All of a sudden, they don't remember till maybe a week later or 2 days later. They go, oh wow, what? And something like that happened to me. Most of the time when people are like in that situation, when they see something weird, an entity or whatever, it might be a UFO or Bigfoot, they're like in denial. You're at that moment, no, that can't be, and you try to find an explanation in your mind.
Oh yeah, you try and debunk it straight away.
You go, no, that can't be it. No, and then, or you just walk away. That happened to me once. I don't know if it's in the list that I sent, but I was picking up my mom at her home.
Yeah.
And I just dropped her off, and I was pulling out of the parking lot, and I looked through the rear view mirror, and there was somebody standing in the middle of the road. It was all white.
Yeah.
It looked to me like somebody wearing some kind of a white coat over his shoulders, broad shoulders.
Yeah.
That to me it looked like a wing, like wings. Okay, a winged person.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And he was like a man, all white. I think he had white hair. And he just stood there, very tall. I looked at it, and I knew I was looking at something that wasn't really making any sense.
Yeah.
Standing in the middle of the road, looking in my direction. And I looked, and I just drove away, and I forgot about it till later on.
Weird, isn't it?
And I thought, what the hell was that? I thought of my mom's house. And I asked around, anybody seen? No. But yeah, a lot of the times you just some kind of defense mechanism, I think.
Yeah.
That
you
deny it, you know?
I think as well that they must have some sort of thought process that stops you from remembering it. But I was thinking back, I was chatting to someone the other day, and a couple of the encounters I've actually had my mobile phone in my hand. Yeah. And I've still not taken a photo or a video of what's going on. Not even thought about it. And I've got my phone in my hand.
A lot of people say, why don't they take a cell phone video or a picture? A lot of times you're there and that's not what you're thinking. You're not thinking about taking a picture. You're thinking about either defending yourself or running away. That's maybe the last thing in your mind.
You're thinking logically what to do and what to expect.
You're not going to do, hey, one second there, Mothman.
Let's get a selfie.
Let's take a selfie. And Bigfoot in the background.
Yeah. Yeah, but you just, for whatever reason, but it has been put forward to me that they know what you're going to do before you even think it. So they block that thought. They put a different thought in your head to stop you from doing that particular thing.
And they control your thoughts, and you're
in
a fog.
Even just a few seconds or a minute or something. And then when you come round, it's like,
they're gone.
Whoa. Yep. And then everything starts clicking into place.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. So, do you want me to put these details up of what you sent me?
Let me. Yesterday, I translated a case from Peru. Very interesting case. It's not up in my file yet, but it was in Lima, a place called La Victoria suburb.
Yeah.
This is April 2021, so it's pretty recent. And there were some workers up in the 6th floor of a garment factory. And one of the workers, a female, there was a big window. She looked out, and she saw what appeared to be a helicopter approaching. But there was no noise. She couldn't hear any noise. And she looked closely, and it was according to the description of the witnesses, it was a figure, man-like figure, at least 3 meters in height. standing up on top of a little what you describe as a board or a platform, just like
Right.
the Silver Surfer type thing.
Yeah.
And what makes it more interesting, it was a silver color, black and silver color, athletic looking, and it was a male. And he was in a platform. It was bent over like this, like it was holding some kind of bar in front of it. She couldn't see it, but the thing flew around the building, and she yelled out. One of the workers ran out to the roof and was able to get a closer look of the figure. He said he was flying around just like he was looking around, and he had a cell phone with him, but he didn't think of taking a picture or video. He was just stare at it in awe.
Yeah.
And the thing just started flying away, and it flew away to the north and disappeared from sight. But according to them, it looked just like a Silver Surfer. And the funny thing is that this is not the first time that I heard somebody reporting an entity that looks like the Silver Surfer. I know a case in Chile, another one in Switzerland, with several witnesses saw a figure flying around in a board, standing up, which is kind of crazy, but that's what they saw. I mean, why would anybody make up something like that? If you're gonna make up something, make up a
something
story
more
that you
believable.
A gray. There was a gray in my bedroom. Oh, okay.
Yeah, back to the greys. But you'd make up something that's more believable that everyone knows about.
And there were several witnesses, not her and a couple of the workers, and the researcher, Peruvian. His name is Anthony Choi. Anyway, he talked to them and like he said, why make up something like that? That really make you look like you're nuts, Might as well say that you were abducted and probed. That makes more sense.
Yeah, lobotomized. Sorry, couldn't resist. Yeah. No, I know what you mean, though. It's some of the things I've seen, people said, you don't think it's somebody like in a costume. And it's like, where I was driving and where this place was, it was right out in the middle of nowhere. You wouldn't sit in these woods waiting for someone to drive past
and step out.
They
run over
for like 2 seconds and then just vanish. So
well, there's been cases here where maybe there's been a Bigfoot flap of cases that are away certain location, and some idiot goes out there dressed up and he gets shot. There's been a couple cases.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah.
I remember. I'll just tell you quickly. It's funny, but not funny. There was apparently there's a graveyard somewhere in the UK, and there'd been sightings of like this grey lady or this grey man, and people had gone like at night hunting for it. And there's one night they'd seen it walking through, so they went over. I don't know if he attacked it or shot it or whatever, but it was. Literally, it was somebody walking home from a fancy dress party or something. He ended up getting killed. I know he shouldn't laugh, but it's like, if you know that all this stuff's going on in this particular place, you wouldn't dress.
Walk to the cemetery dressed like that.
No.
When I was a kid, my grandmother used to take me, she'll take me to cemeteries just to play around.
Yeah.
During the day. I would play around in the cemetery because I don't know, for some reason I found it kind of
relaxing,
calming.
Yeah,
because there's beautiful trees, and I used to run around the graves. Sometimes she told me don't step on the grave. I'll go around it. Yeah. But that's what I used to do a lot of, and I remember she used to take me.
Yeah, I've been similar to that. Whenever I've gone for a walk and wherever I found a cemetery or a graveyard, I'll always go. Even before I was doing this,
I wouldn't go there at 12 o'clock at night, but
no, I would now. Yeah. I wouldn't then.
Yeah,
I have done.
Yeah, so but not by yourself.
I'm not going to stop.
By yourself, or are you going by?
No, I'm not that brave.
Company.
Even if it's just me and one other person, I'll just
forward
and run off. No.
Let me tell you about another case. This one's in the file I sent you.
Yeah.
It's from the year 2020. July 15. There's even an image of the case. This is in the Crimea, Ukraine.
All right. So I'm just going
Ukraine
to
or
scroll
Russia,
through
whatever.
and see if I can
Yeah.
find it.
And this is in July 15, 2020.
Is this one of the drawing?
One of the what?
There's a image of a drawing. Oh no.
There is it's case number 36 for the year 2020. So you can
Right.
scroll down and
I'm
see
only
it.
on 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you talk, I'll find it and I'll put.
Okay, there was
screen.
This guy was in a rowboat late at night, about 1:00 a.m. Right off the coast of a place called Ayudag, which is translated to Bear Mountain in the Crimea, Ukraine, or Russia, whatever it might be.
Yeah,
and the witness, he was out there in his boat and listening to some music, and he started to fall asleep. And the boat started carrying him out into the open ocean a little bit. And then he started rowing back when he woke up. Then he heard a noise, some weird noise in the water, and he thought it was a dolphin. He looked in the direction of the sound, and he saw the head of a strange woman. He described it like down right there, the image, sticking out of the water, out to her shoulders. The distance was only about 5 meters. He was frightened because clearly it wasn't somebody that was human. There were no swimmers about at that time, and 1:00 in the morning there. The strange woman according to him, she had a beautiful face. She don't look that beautiful there, but and she was staring intently at the witness. She had marble white skin, very pale, or gray white. And what stood out the most, according to him, were the pupils, which were vertical, like those of a cat. I don't know. You see it in the image. That's what it shows.
So I can see it better on this because I've got a TV at the side of it.
She had long blonde hair with a greenish and whitish tint, which hung over her shoulder.
Yeah.
And her eyes were the color blue, but with a vertical, slits. And frightened, he grabbed the oar and began to row quickly towards the coast, where there was a parking lot when he had his vehicle. As he neared the shore, he jumped in the water and pulled the boat ashore. The witness remains convinced that what he saw was not a human being. What he saw, but maybe, what was it, a mermaid? I don't know. I got this information from a Ukrainian researcher directly. His name is Anton Anfalov from Simferopol, Crimea. And he investigates cases there in the Ukraine, a lot of cases, which most people in the West don't know about. He helped me translate it, but I mostly translated it myself, Google. But it's interesting, the case, because it's what we call an aquatic humanoid. According to him, there's been like legends in the area of the Crimea of underwater bases for years. People have claimed they have seen UFOs come out of the water and other alien type entities in the water, whatever. But this report is pretty recent, from 2020, July 15, 2020. Interesting.
Right. Sorry, can I just skip through to one of the other pictures on there, because it's
similar
to something that I seen. So I'd seen.
Okay.
I was in a shopping centre, a shopping mall in the UK, and I stood outside McDonald's, debating what we were going to have to eat, and then someone just caught my eye, and this white hair, the bluest of blue eyes, and pure white skin, and this woman, she was probably about, I'd say, between 6.5 and 7 foot, could see above everyone else. But the two people that she was with, have you heard of the Hairy Bikers? They do a cooking program in the UK. The look like big blokes, like house angels with the beards and all that.
Oh, okay. I can picture what they look like, but I haven't heard
a bit
of
like ZZ Top.
Oh, okay. With a beard. Okay.
Yeah, and kind of look like that.
And how tall was she?
About 6.5 to 7 foot. But she had short hair. I mean, like real short, probably a little bit longer than mine, but not much.
Was she wearing normal clothing, as far as you can tell?
It was very fitted.
Okay.
the clothing. But I just, it was like a Saturday afternoon, and you couldn't see the floor for people. And I just turned, and you see, I was staring for a few seconds. And then someone had asked me a question about what I was getting to eat. So I turned back, started talking to them. And when I turned back to where she was, her and the two guys had gone. But where we were stood, so we was stood on like a tea section in the shopping mall, I would have seen her going either to my left, to my right, or walking past behind me to get, because the entrance into it was like probably about 20 foot behind me. So I would have seen her going in whatever direction, and there's nobody about.
Interesting, because I heard so many similar accounts, almost exactly like that.
Really?
And interestingly, encounters in the shopping centers have been. I heard of people and seeing entire families of tall, blonde, albino type, like an albino, but almost 7 foot
but
tall.
it's like pure white.
And
pure
the
white skin.
blonde hair and the white skin, blue eyes.
But the eyes were as blue as the top. I don't know if you can see the eyes.
Some of these encounters that people are become aware they're being watched, and then there's some kind of telepathic communication, and like what happened to you when the person looks again, they're gone.
Yeah, I didn't get any messages, nothing like that. It was just I turned away.
Very, very interesting, because
turned back, nothing. That was, what were we now? So 4, 7, probably around about 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. And this happened
like yesterday.
And this
happened
where you live.
Shopping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
A place called Milton Keynes in Buckinghamshire.
Milton Keynes. Okay, I heard of that place. Yeah. And that type of incident, believe it or not, has been reported often. Shopping centers and sites. There's been cases here inside of Walmarts.
Yeah.
I hear an echo. Did you hear
it? I can't hear it.
Okay.
You can, if you try unplug your headphones and plug them back in, that sometimes sorts it out.
Okay, I think it's okay now. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like whoever they are, they're able to walk among us, and not too many people notice them for some reason.
Well, that was the thing. There was so many people. But imagine it was like the Saturday before Christmas, and everyone's out doing the Christmas shopping. That's how busy it was.
And you seem to be the only one to
even the people that I was with, they weren't even like, Andy, what are you looking at? Because I was like completely turned my back.
Let me tell you about an incident that happened to me. This is back way in '77.
Yeah.
There's I was maybe 20 or 19 years old. There's a supermarket here in Miami, Florida. Publix, all over the place. And I went in, and I was working there. I was one of what you call the bag boys. They used to bag the groceries. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
This family walked in. You looked like a family, and I looked like what? They were all like very tall, white hair, long, pale, blue eyes, and I can't remember what they were wearing, but they were just a man, a woman, and maybe 2 kids, but they were all over 6 feet tall. The kids, even the man must have been the male must have been 7 feet. The woman, they went in the and when I stare at him, he seems to me that what I remember, I was like in a vacuum. I was like just looking at him. He seems to me I was the only one looking at him.
Pulled away from reality.
Yeah,
that's only lasts a few seconds.
And then they just walked on, and then I stopped seeing them again. I did not see them again, but I think I might have had another encounter with them, and they were in a vehicle, but I can't be sure they were the same one. But they were similar to your description.
Yeah.
Tall,
sorry, Blue Shift. Sorry. Blue Shift just put up shapeshifters. So what if, like, when I looked and they was in their true form, then when I've looked back, they've changed their appearance. So I'm still looking at them, but it's not
possible,
not what I seen.
Possible, because I do believe that there's a possibility of entities out there that are able to shapeshift into different.
Some sort of masking shield, or
just like the witches of old, they say they were able to transform into cats, wolves, or whatever have you.
Well, Yeah, no, it was when I was looking for that one. I noticed that and I thought, oh my, that's the nearest thing that I've seen to it. So, do you want to do a question before we go for a break?
Go ahead. Yeah, sure.
Is that okay? Because we've got a few in here. So, right. So this is from Nickname. I hope I get this word right. What does Albert think about the Varginha case in Brazil? I had to.
Varginha case is from 1996 January. Is one of the, in my opinion, is one of the most compelling cases out there. There's evidence that the Brazilian military recovered or captured alien entities after a crash. And possibly someone escaped, but there was reports that the Brazilian military captured one or more alien. And the case was thoroughly investigated, but a lot of Brazilian researchers, and there's a lot of compelling evidence that that really happened. This is from January 1996, and I do believe it is a very strong case. One of the soldiers actually that participated in the hunt or search for the entities, supposedly was not protected when he touched one of the entities, and he died like a day later after that in the hospital, unknown circumstances. But yeah, Varginha is very interesting. When you get a chance, go to case number 45 in the year 2020, and look at the picture of the the photo there. I don't know if you want to do it now after you come back from break.
Yeah, because it's only a couple of clicks. Let me add it on so everyone else can see. There we go.
Look at that. Doesn't that look familiar? Yeah.
That color, the whiteness of the hair, the whiteness of the skin,
and look at the eyes.
Yeah, even the I can't talk again. The shape of the face, very chiseled and defined. That was another. She looked very like the perfect model, sort of that kind of look, like the cheekbones, the chin, the jaw, everything about it.
Like like some people call them Nordics or whatever, but yeah. And this is another case in Detroit, Michigan, where somebody was, I think they were doing a garage sale, and these two blonde females showed up, white hair, and they acted kind of weird, and they disappeared through. He followed them because he thought they were, something different about them, and he says that for somehow they were able to walk through a 6-foot tall fence out of the complex and disappear from sight after he followed them. And they were just looking around, they looked to him. They were just maybe curious,
So do you think then, so when they're in our timeline, that they notice us?
I think so. I think they know that we lack the capabilities of actually completely interact with them or stop. I mean, complete interaction with them. I think they know, and they're able to. That's why they're able to control us.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that them controlling what's going on around them with us?
Yes, and most people are either in awe, or they ignore them, or they just. I mean, and sometimes they're like only one or two people of the group are able to see them, like maybe what happened to you.
Yeah. It's very strange. It is. I don't know. I didn't even think at the time that it could have been a humanoid from a different time.
Well, you said it disappeared. I mean, it vanished in a strange manner, since you didn't see it actually walk away.
Yeah. Well, that was it. It's like you saying earlier. You forget about it, and then it was years later that I was chatting like we are now, and it's like something triggered it. It's like there it was, comes straight back to me. So it's I don't know what's going on. I'm not going to pretend to do. Because I have no
Yeah.
idea. I really haven't.
I gave up trying to find out what's going on. Actually, I don't know.
Yeah. I just like people sharing their accounts and then
Yeah.
trying to join the dots and make some sense of it.
I tell everybody that if they had an encounter like that, or any type of alien or whatever they think it might be, to put it out there or let everybody know, because that will make other people come out and tell their story also.
Yeah, the more people that do that,
yeah,
the easier it should be for everyone. Right, shall we go for a break then, because we're on the 1 hour mark?
Yes, please.
Cool. Right, so we're going to take a 5-minute break and then we'll come back in with more questions. Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
Right.
That coffee's coming back up. Right, we'll see you in
Like
5.
soda. Okay.
Cheers, Albert.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
And we are back. Oh,
Back.
hello. You okay? All good? Quick
Yeah,
refresh.
I had to get some what we call here in South Florida some Cuban coffee, which is like a shot of adrenaline. It should wake me up more.
I thought he was going to say whiskey or JD or
No.
something.
You know what I like? I like a martini once in a while. Yeah.
Oh dear. Shaken or stirred?
Shaken, actually. Shaken. That's how I like it. Yeah.
Cool.
2 olives, please, and not dirty. Vodka martini. There we go.
Yeah.
So
cool. Yeah. Not wrong with the odd tipple. It's just when that odd tipple turns into a weekend of non-stop drinking. Oh, it used to. It doesn't now. I can't do it anymore.
I have cut down a lot actually.
Yeah.
To 20 drinks a day. No, I have cut down.
See, I have no choice because I drive for a living and I'm up at stupid o'clock in the morning. It's not worth the risk. I wouldn't do it anyway.
No.
It's I've got a good job. I enjoy it. I'm not going to do anything to jeopardize it.
I usually have a couple of drinks on Friday in afternoon. Today I haven't had any, but maybe later. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
Tomorrow
I
I
usually have
some.
Yeah, I normally have a couple on a Saturday night, but now and again I do on a Friday when I'm doing this, but just not been feeling it lately.
See, because if I have a couple of drinks and I go into an interview, forget it. Who knows what I'm gonna say?
Anything can come out. I'm like that without a drink. Don't even need one.
It's happened before. No wonder they haven't called me back for another interview.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So should we move on then? Should we do the questions?
Yeah, go ahead. If you have questions, and then I want to go to another case that I want you to say.
Right. So this is one of the questions that you want or don't want, but I'm going to do it anyway. So this is from Nickname, who you know, so Nicola.
That's right.
Yeah. What's the strangest humanoid guest you have found? Sorry, Nick. We was chatting about this before we went live, and you got 35,000 to choose from. Sorry.
They're all strange, okay?
Yeah.
But there's like I would say that among the strangers that I haven't not myself encountered, but I read about somebody had told me is about shape-shifting humanoids. I know a case from Israel.
Yeah.
1 year, I think year 2000, there was I remember Haifa. I think it was Haifa. And there was a teacher at her home in an apartment, and a sphere came in through the window.
Yeah.
It became larger, and somebody stepped out. He said it was a tall, blonde humanoid, Nordic type.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this figure morphed. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have that accent still lingering. It morphed into a short, gray type figure with a big head, and then jumped back into the sphere, and it flew away.
Huh.
So I don't know. Was it a Nordic or was it a gray? I don't know. But this is very bizarre, and there's just so many. If she wants to see a bizarre one here, go to number 10 in the year 2021. Year 2021. Right. This is from Puerto Rico. That place is just high-strangeness.
That's another hotspot, isn't it? That's right. I'm on 18, scrolling back. Oh.
Year 2021.
Here we go. Okay. 20. So, there's no picture with this. It's just text, isn't it?
There should be a picture there.
January 15th.
No, and look for the number 10 year. Maybe there's more cases.
Number 10 is January 15th, 2020.
Oh, maybe because
the guy's dog started barking.
Oh.
Oh,
you got It's 2021.
Oh, is this a Nordic one? I'll
No,
pop it up and see, because this is number 9. Is it not this one?
I'll show you which. No, because that's 2020. Go to the year 2021. So
Right.
scroll
Sorry,
down.
guys.
Scroll up. Scroll up.
Yeah. So we are at, what year is that? 2020.
Yeah. So move up to number
2020.
9. There you go. You see that?
Oh. Helicopter. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
So this
So
case
you've got
is, yeah.
each year's numbered from 1.
Yeah,
onwards,
I
right?
do.
So,
I
yeah.
do
Yeah,
try to number one.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't check that. I just thought it was like numerical all the way through.
Yeah. Every
My
year,
fault. Sorry about that, Albert.
I separate the years with the different.
Yeah,
that way
yeah.
I could
Like
anyway,
episode sort of thing.
yeah, this case is bizarre. This is from Puerto Rico, which is an area of a lot of high strange cases for some reason. Little island, but there's so much stuff going on there. I don't know, but this is as you can see in the image, the witnesses, they saw what they describe a tall man-like figure flying around. He didn't have no wings. He wasn't winged, so he wasn't a winged humanoid. He was just flying around back and forth, and he was dark in color, but he was shaped like a man. He was
So I'm just going to make
fairly
the
tall.
image
Yeah,
a little bit bigger.
fairly tall.
There we go.
And then the weirdest part, all of a sudden, a helicopter showed up.
Yeah.
And this helicopter, according to them, was what appeared to be a U.S. military helicopter, was following the flying figure. And according to them, it shot a couple of beams, like you could see in the image there, of light towards it, like it was trying to hit it or trying to strike it. Who knows?
Yeah.
But the whatever it was, the flying humanoid, it was able to escape and took off. The helicopter followed it, and then they said the helicopter came back and flew over their house, and they could see the people in the helicopter looking down at them, like they knew they had what they have seen. That this kind of frightened them, and they went back inside the house, and then they called a researcher. A couple weeks later, Jorge Martin, he's over there in Puerto Rico, and he told them about the incident. During that time, there were many other reports of flying humanoids in Puerto Rico. The interesting part of this case is that this humanoid didn't have any wings and it was flying around. Didn't have any means of propulsion either. So
yeah. So was it like it's depicted in the picture? Was it like dark mass? Like
yeah, it was dark in color, like a shadowy figure, but well defined. You know.
Yeah.
They didn't see any facial features on it, but it was just like that. And
do you know if anyone else witnessed it?
That is unknown, but around the same time, there were other reports of flying humanoids in the area. But these other humanoids were different. They were like what the witnesses describe as looking like gargoyles, winged type of demonic looking because of the gargoyle type.
Yeah.
And there were also, maybe there are different types of humanoids, flying humanoids. Who knows? I think that's a weird case for Nicola.
Yep. Yeah, she loves all this kind of stuff, doesn't she? No, that's.
And I don't know if you scroll down to number 17, the year 2021, and that's in Chicago. This is where they've been seen a lot lately. There you go. Yeah.
Yes. Because Lon Strickler covers Chicago flying humanoids, doesn't he? That's his thing. Yeah,
Strickler has documented. Stickler, is it Stickler or Strickler? I always get confused. Okay.
Yeah.
I got Stickler. I got to change it. But anyway, he covers a lot of the incidents there from the Chicago area of the flying humanoids. And these are, like you can see, winged.
Yeah, I was going to say, he refers to them as, is it the unseen? Because they don't want full contact. They don't want like certain contact with certain people. That's what he was telling me when he was on.
And the thing is, they've been seen a lot, like in this report, they've been seen a lot near the area of the O'Hare International Airport in Chicago.
Yeah.
And
yeah, there you go. Source, Lon Strickler, Phantoms and
yeah,
Monsters.
yeah. And the thing is that he worries, and we talked about it. And what happened in Point Pleasant back in '67?
Yeah.
There was a bridge collapse, and they because after all these Mothman incidents, and they're afraid that maybe something is going to happen in Chicago or somewhere else.
Yeah.
And because of the supposed to be an omen or something. I don't know. Hopefully that's not going to
It's
be the
supposed to be
case.
is it a harbinger?
Harbinger of something bad or that's
Yeah,
going to
bad.
happen.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not the case. But
No. Sorry, someone just asked me if you could make the picture bigger, and this is the only way that I know how to do it.
Okay.
But it does. Have you seen the movie Titan? I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Titan. This is about a guy that he's his DNA is changed.
They're changing the DNA so that they can go and live on
another planet.
One of Neptune's. I think it's Neptune
Moon.
or Saturn's moons. That's
I did see that movie. Yeah.
That looks very similar to that, but without the wings.
Without the wings,
yeah.
You know what movie I've been trying to find lately that I want to see again? I saw it years ago. And 5 million Years to Earth. That's what it's called here in the U.S. Is about that in London when they find a buried artifact that's supposed to be an alien craft, and these are like insect. You never heard of it?
Well, it might have a different title over here because
I think it does,
and they change it, and
it does have a different title. Yeah, and it's about insectoid type aliens that. But this movie is back from 1967 or something like that, which is
right,
interesting.
So, do you know if it's color or black and white? I suppose it'd be color around that time, wouldn't it?
It's color, yeah. I'm pretty sure it's color, yeah. It's not available here in the U.S. and in Netflix. I tried, and it said movie not available. Oh, what the hell?
Right.
Well,
I'll say this guy in the chat, Umbraman. He does. He's studying film and film and media university, so he knows a lot about movies. He might be able to find it and shed some light on it.
I think it's called in England in Quarterman something. I don't recall that
Quarterman's
something like
I think
that.
I know what you mean. Quartermass.
Quartermass, yeah.
Yeah, Adam's just put it up as we were saying. Yeah, Quartermass. I've heard of it. I didn't know it was about humanoids.
It was some kind of an artifact they find, and there's insectoid type aliens, and they're able to control the humans there.
Right.
It's in London, supposedly took place. It's a movie, and they control the people, and they make the humans violent, and they start fighting, and very interesting movie.
All right, I'll have to look that up later.
Check it out.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I just didn't realize what it was about.
Earlier, somebody asked me about the Barguinha case. If you scroll down to case number 9 for the year 2022, go to 2022.
So it's going to be near the bottom, isn't it?
Yeah.
So November 21. What month? Sorry.
April 11.
Oh, right, on
2022.
January. Oh, there we go. Oh, is this the one with the drawing?
Yeah, the one with the drawing. And that alien that she drew is very similar to what the aliens that were seen in Barguinha in 1996 or captured. It's almost the same type with the things in the head, protuberance or whatever, ridges on the head. And according to the lady here, that she recently saw one.
Yeah.
And they're saying that it looked very much like what was seen in Barguinha back in 1996.
That looks a bit ape-like.
Yeah, it was bent over, hunched over a little bit. Yeah, kind of bizarre looking.
Yeah. So I'm just reading appeared to be oily. Had red eyes, no hair, no clothes, a brown colour to the skin.
Yeah.
And oily. 3 fingers. that measured 7 centimeters. That had membranes. So I guess the membrane is like webbed hands.
Web hands or feet.
Yeah. Does it say how tall it was?
I don't know if it's included.
I'm just reading through it now.
It wasn't very tall. It was short.
Right.
Maybe less than 5 feet or something.
It said there's a strong odor. What smells like ammonia.
Ammonia, yeah.
Strange, isn't it?
This is from last year. Yeah.
I think they get more strange. This is what I mean. Something like this is more believable, like you said, than seeing a grave. Because how could you make something up like this? You must have an amazing imagination.
Have you ever heard of the Michelin type humanoid? Michelin man?
Oh, like the one in...
Like the tire commercial?
Yeah.
That's the type of entity or humanoid that's been seen a lot. Scroll down to number 15 in 2022. Also from Brazil. And you'll see this incident here. This is where the witness saw. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, why would you say you saw something like that when you just can say I saw a little gray alien? That's weird.
Oh yeah.
They look like your typical Michelin men. That's why they're called Michelin men, because they look like the tire commercial guy.
Oh
and these were seen in Brazil in July last year.
Yeah, tell you what else it looks like. Is it Lost in Space, Robbie the Robot?
Yeah, a little bit.
It looks a little bit like that. I think it's the head and the arms more than not so much the body.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Yeah. I love that show. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the new one.
Oh no, not that much. No.
No. The 70s, 80s one was so much better.
I stopped watching it. But this type of alien or entity, whatever it is like. And these were one that was tall, and the other one was smaller.
Yeah.
And this has been seen throughout the years in different locations in the UK. They have cases of Michelin cases. Yeah. Can't think right off the top of my head where or what year, but yeah, they've been reported there. Spain.
I like the comment where it looked like a cartoonish beehive.
Yeah, there you go, like a beehive thing. Well,
how could you make something up like that?
Well, yeah. Well, you come and say, "Yeah, I saw an alien that looks like a freaking beehive." Okay.
I don't even think I could dream something like that. I have some weird dreams.
Look, lately I've been having, for some reason, a weird dream. So I got me one of these. Help me out.
I've got 3 of them.
You got 3?
I've got 3. One at the back of the door, one at the side of the bed, and one.
Well,
up in the corner of the room.
I gotta bring it inside my bedroom because I have it outside. I gotta put it in my bedroom because some of these dreams that just don't make any sense. So,
I've even got one hung up in the back of my car just in case.
In case you fall asleep in the car. There you go.
You never know. Driving. You never. No, it's like, say we go somewhere and we can't get a hotel or whatever, because I've got an estate car. I can just drop the back seats and sleep in the back. Use it like a minivan or something.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So I'm staying safe. I've even got clear quartz or obsidian in the car and tiger's eye crystals.
I have some crystals, not obsidian, but I got these from let me see, from Israel. Somebody sent them to me. One of my followers there in the humanoid book.
Yeah.
These, and there's a couple other rocks here. He said, according to him, he got them from Negev Desert in Israel.
Yeah.
This one also.
I bought. I don't know if I can get to it. Oh, just let me swing around a bit on my chair. So I bought this Christmas just gone. Ignore the alien that stuck to it. So it's a candle holder.
Oh, it's a little gray.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was cool.
I've got the
Yeah.
3, but let's see.
See what I tell you. Every
what
image you see
thought it is.
everywhere is a little gray alien.
Yeah. Well, I've got 3 of them: the hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil.
Oh,
But
okay.
I bought that crystal, and the guy who was selling them, he was telling me that he goes out to the places where these crystals are grown. So that's why when the ones that he sells are slightly more expensive, because he gets some of them shipped in, but he said like 70-80% of the ones that he gets, he actually goes there and collects them. So he goes all around the world doing it, and he does a summer camp thing for kids, teaching them about them, how they're grown, where they're grown, what they do.
You see this rock right there?
Yeah.
I got this rock right when I went to Las Vegas last year. I went to the Area 51 location and outside the gate, the back gate of the area, supposedly Area 51. And I got this rock from there, directly from there. I was there with my sister, and there was a guy that took us there, and we drove all over the place. And actually, when you park there on top of a little hill there, a cops, there was a not a black SUV, it was a white SUV, and there were people in it, and you could tell they were looking at you.
Yeah.
And then we went all around to the front gate. You never see anybody, but you know they're there. And there was some kind of they had a radar installation that it was moving around when we drove up. And if you even touched the fence, they could arrest you. So I didn't even get close.
Trespassing it.
Yeah. So do not trespass, and you get in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't they change it from 10-mile to 15-mile radius? Is that correct?
I don't know, but they have taken over a lot of space there, a lot of terrain, because around that area there's not too much around there. There's a lot of desert, beautiful country. Yep. You want to go to my UFOs over Florida book and look at some of the cases there?
Yes. Right. Let me close this one. So I'm just waiting for it to load up because I don't know what's. Oh, because this comes up on. There we go.
It's a PDF. The PDF file. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So right, I just have to do share screen and then choose which one I'm sharing. There we go. It's not straightforward like it used to be. They're supposed to have made it easier, but it's more difficult. That's StreamYard for you. Here we are.
Oh, you clicked right on the one of the weirdest cases that ever come out from the state of Florida.
that was just what it was on when I opened it.
You see that?
So do you want me to stay on this one?
Yeah, might as well. This incident supposedly occurred in 1924. 1924 in a place called Dade City, Florida, which is north from where I live. And that image of the entities is what the witness described. I mean, what the hell are they? They look like flowers, but they look like humanoid, and they're like
they got like cross between the Tin Man and a sunflower.
Yeah, and she was a young girl at the time, and they said that these entities supposedly they were like robotic, and they visited her school. There in the summer. It's kind of very weird. Kind of confused. And she says there seemed to be a taller entity with them that looked like a man.
Right.
But there was some telepathic communication, and they invited the girl to go with them in their craft.
Yeah.
But she told them she didn't want to go. I don't know according to her, their craft was shaped like a saucer, gray in color, lead. And there's a lot of other details, but I don't want to go through that. But yeah, kind of a weird case. Yeah, especially if you look at the
So it's from the Book of Space Contacts
by Timothy Green.
Beckley.
Yeah, Beckley. Yeah, I used to correspond with him a lot. He used to send me information. He passed last year. All of a sudden, yeah. But he was out there in research.
Yeah.
He was,
Yeah, it said you put in brackets again. It would be almost 30 years. 30 years until the next case surfaced.
Yeah, 1924.
Yeah, that. Oh, so one was. Oh, so the book was from 1981. Is that correct? You have frozen. I don't know if you can still hear me, Albert. Sorry, guys. I don't know if you can hear him and not hear him. Just let me change all this a minute. Oh, Nelly, the Men in Black might have taken him. He might have jinxed it. Right, Albert. Albert has gone. Hopefully he'll be back on. So just bear with me a couple of minutes. I will put this back up. I'm hoping. Wrong one. There we go. I'm hoping Albert can come back on because we're not finished. But while we're waiting for him to come back on, I'll just update you. A week tomorrow, going to be doing a live investigation. It's part of it's going to be on TikTok, and then I'm going to put it on YouTube. It's going to be in a local gym where the guys had several things go on. So we're going to set up cameras. I'm going to do some in the day, then go back and do some more in the evening. Possibility I might be there on my own, but it doesn't matter. So I'll keep you updated on that. And also, we have a part 2 coming up of a guest that's been on not too long ago. I just need to finalize the actual dates. It's going to be this week coming or the week after. So keep your ears and eyes out open for that. No signs of Albert yet. But yeah, so we've got nothing next Wednesday. I might be doing a short video just for an update on stuff, but I'm doing a recording for one that's only going out on podcast. That's for a paranormal group called Roach Productions. And then I'm recording a podcast for Timeless Voyager, and they're based over in California. So I'm doing that 11 a.m. their time, which is 7 o'clock UK time. So I'm going to be doing that, and then once that's up and running, I'll get the link and I'll share it with you guys if you want to listen to it. So nothing from Albert. Just let me have a look to see who we've got coming up. But so he's back. He's okay. I was just going to say Albert's coming back on for those that don't know in a fortnight's time with George Mitrovic. So
it looks like I lost my internet.
Yeah. Somebody said that you might be they might be knocking on your door, and so if you go missing, we know why. And then you went.
No.
This was all right. Here we go. And now the Men in Black are on their way for Albert. If we lose him, we know why. And then
what
literally
happened?
within a minute, you vanished.
They'll find me somewhere. Lobotomized somewhere. Who knows? But yeah, it's happened many times.
Yeah. And then she apologized. So, and then you came back, so it's all good.
I came back. Yeah. It was just a brief probe. That's it. I don't want to say it was an anal probe, but you know.
Yeah. If you stand up and start walking about funny, we know. Right. Yeah. So I just kept.
I mean, you know, if that happens to me, I don't think I'd tell anybody. It's crazy.
No, I'd keep that quiet. I'd definitely keep that to myself. I'll just say I've pulled a muscle in my leg or something. Yeah, I'll come up with anything but the truth. Put it that way.
Yeah, no. Yeah, since Florida has been had its chair. Actually, in 1960 in Miami Beach. Well, the beach back then it wasn't that developed, but still, in July 1960, there was a report that was covered by the APRO Bulletin, which was a UFO bulletin that was published back in the up to 1986. Anyway,
Yeah.
there was some people in walking around what they called Ocean Drive back then.
Oh yeah.
They saw a misty blue cloud with a bright center was seen over the area, and there was a power failure. And then a crowd of people on Collins Avenue, not on Ocean Drive, they saw what they described was a spaceman wearing
Right.
a bubble headgear with gold on it. They chased the figure and it disappeared around the corner. When they turned around, it had vanished. That's kind of weird, and not too many people know about this report. It was just briefly covered, and
Yeah.
then no one ever talked about it again.
I've
Weird.
heard a few stories where there's like a blue misty fog.
Yeah.
And then something appears.
Very and there's a connection sometimes with mist, fogs, and stuff like that. That maybe there's a connection with. Maybe that's they use when they go through the portal. That happens. I don't know.
Could be.
Yeah.
We don't. I think we don't. We just don't know, do we? Just speculating.
See, this book covers cases all the way to 2000.
So these cases that you've done, these humanoid reports 2020 to 22, is that a book that's out now? Or are this just things that you've put together that you haven't released yet? And I think he's frozen again. Bear with me, guys. It's, as you know, this happens. Not a lot we can do about it. So I'm just checking on the questions. Yeah, so I'll wait for Albert to come back on. I'll tell you the guests that we've got coming up. So next Friday, we've got Preston Dennett. The following Friday, we've got Albert and George. Then I know Chris is in the chat. We're going to be doing a book review on the 31st on the Wednesday. Now, this is going to be 7 o'clock, 7 till 9. So I need to speak with Chris about what book we're going to be reviewing, because I probably won't own it. So I'm going to have to get it. Then on Friday, the 2nd of June, we've got Glenn Richardson of Northern England Paranormal Society, I think it's called. Then the following Wednesday, which other than the book reviews that me and Chris are going to be doing every 6 weeks, we've got Cal Ridley. Now, she does the podcasting show with Michael Kopf. She's coming on as a guest. And then on the 9th of June, so far, we've got Chris Evers coming back on for a live stream. And then, yeah, we're full pretty much all the way through then till the rest of the year. There's only November, December that we've not got booked up yet, but I'm going to leave that blank for now until I've been to these 2 conferences, the one in Manchester and Hull. And hopefully I'll get some names and numbers and see if anyone's interested in coming on from them. So maybe someone we've not heard of that have got a lot of encounters or books that they want to promote. Maybe it's someone that's been doing it for the last 1,000 years. I just have to see who we talk to and who's interested. But going back to part 2 of a guest coming on, I've been chatting with Laura Eisenhower. She is going to come on after she's been down to Salisbury. But I've been emailing, and she's agreed that she's either going to come on next week or the week after and do a part 2. So, and I just want to apologise for Wednesday. I wasn't up for it. I was just really tired on Wednesday and I had a bit of hay fever, so I wasn't really feeling it. So this another reason why I want to do a part 2 and it be more involved. So yeah, so she's coming back on. It's not going to be a Wednesday. It's probably going to be Tuesday, or either a Tuesday or a Thursday. Because it's probably going to be a Tuesday actually, because I don't think it's the only day really that I've got free. But I want to do the part 2 as soon as we can. So once we agree on the date, then I'll do the video and put it on there. So yeah, we've got Laura coming back on to talk more and answer the questions that didn't get asked on Wednesday. So if you've got any questions for her, you can either email them to me and I can save them and we can do it that way, or you can just do it in the chat. It's entirely up to you guys. So, but tonight I've had a coffee, I had a 2-hour kip, so I'm all good. Now we've no guest. I don't even know if he's going to be able to come back on. So you might just have me chatting for a while. Oh, on 16th of June, we've got Nathaniel Gillis and Heidi Hollis coming on. They're going to be on together. So that's going to be a good one. Oh, they're all going to be good, actually. Then I've got for end of June, I'm not doing one because I'm going away. 14th of July, not doing one because I've got family stuff going on. So I've got a few weeks where nothing's happening.
They got me. Sorry.
Sorry, I'm just giving people updates of people that's coming on. And the last one, which is a Tuesday, this is at 7:00. So Tuesday, the 18th of July, we've got Andrew Collins coming on. Now, he is only going to be talking about his book release. So any questions are just going to be about his book. It's only a 1-hour session. It's the only date that he can do between now and probably the end of the year. And he just wants to be talking about his book. So any questions, have a look at his book, and then we just take it from there. So that's the list of the guests that we've got coming up over the next 2 months. So, right, sorry about that, Albert. I just thought I'd fill in the gaps while the demons were destroying your internet. By the
For some reason, it's just all of a sudden they're everywhere.
God knows, it's one of them, isn't it? Are you having bad weather over there, or
no? No, but I know when we do, we have problems. But today's been a beautiful day, sunny. It stays. You go outside at 2000, the sun's still out. It's crazy. But no, it's very hot now, and it's very sunny. So I don't know whether we're having a problem. Yeah.
God knows. Government, MIB, Black Eyed Kids, Greys. It's Greys. I'm not saying it's aliens,
but
pretty much, yeah. Oh, and he's gone again. This isn't working. Sorry about this, everybody. It's just, let me see if I can refresh anything on my side. No, everything seems to be working this end.
I was just sending you a message.
Yeah, sorry. It just come through as you come back on. It's all right. I understand that. It's normally my end that goes down. It's got to the point for me now that I've had to spend ridiculous money for a higher, faster internet connection. So what was costing me the equivalent to $20 is now costing me about $90 a month.
Yeah. And I have two computers right in front of me. My laptop, I have the other one. I don't know. The more devices you have, I guess.
Yeah, I always try and disconnect as much as I can turn my Wi-Fi off on my phone and what have you. Just so there's just a PC that's connected to it. But it happens. Not a lot we can do. So, no, thank you for keep coming back.
Anyway, any more questions? Any more questions?
Yeah. We've still got a couple more.
Okay.
So this is from Nickname again. Well, in fact, they're all from Nickname. Can somebody else please ask a question? Right. She wants to know, any black-eyed kids can't unring doorbells or CCTV. Have you got any encounters from that?
If you believe the Paranormal Caught on Camera show, supposedly there's been images, but personally I don't know of any of them, which is weird because so many people have the
Oh, sorry, he's gone. I've not seen any anything of black-eyed kids. You only get the stories. You don't get any. I've never seen any footage other than that drone one at Cannock Chase.
I'm done.
No, you're back.
Yeah, but it's maybe they disable that capability temporarily, and then when they're there, who knows?
Like I'm saying, the only footage that I've ever seen is that one of the drone at Cannock Chase. But even I still don't think that that's real. I think that's set up. It's just weird how there's a kid in the middle of nowhere. It just looks too planned.
And supposedly the BK at Cannock Chase is just a little girl. There's no boy, just a girl.
Yeah, because there's normally two of them.
Well, normally two, and sometimes three.
Yeah.
That's like the MIB. They're usually two or three.
Oh yeah, you never see one. Yeah. It's never just one on their own, is it? No.
Maybe one or two cases. Yeah.
Right. Next question from Nickname again. Why so much in the Ukraine? And a face to go with it.
There's a lot of cases from the Ukraine, but these are most of the cases that I have from the Ukraine are from the years. Well, that one from 2020, but there was the main group of cases from the Ukraine from 1989 through 1992. Hundreds of cases from there, and from Russia. Now, what I hear in the Ukraine, there's a lot of UFO sightings, but who knows what they might be? They could be drones, or it could be stealth aircraft. I don't know.
Yeah, military aircraft.
Who knows if there's NATO's in there already? Who knows what's going on there? But there's Ukraine for a couple of years. There was like a lot of contact cases, abductions, which not too many people know about here in the West. Yeah, which I have in one of my books. I cover a lot of those cases.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, that's what I was asking. So this file that you've sent me, the humanoid reports, did you say that that's a book, or is it just
the ones that I sent you, the 20 to 2022? Are not in a book yet. They're just my Word file.
Ah, right. Are you gonna make a book?
I'm trying to. For some reason, my publishers doesn't seem interested. I'm trying to look at any different way I could do that, or maybe a different publisher. I don't know.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I'm having trouble publishing my next book, and I want to do it from the year 2016 through 2022.
Right.
And then end it right there. That's it.
Right. No, thank you. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was published or not. That was all.
No.
Right. We have got a couple more questions.
Okay.
Not all from Nickname, so it's good. No offense, Nickname, but right. I can never pronounce this, but I'll try. Pascagoula.
Pascagoula. That's good. Yeah.
Is that Case Forts, then Albert, got to be number 28,000.
Pascagoula, that's from 1973. One of the most compelling cases, also.
Yeah. I know Philip Mantle has done a lot on.
Yeah, Mantle. That's all he talks about now. But
the
the Pascagoula case, which is an amazing case. I remember I was a teenager back then when it happened. I remember when it came out in the newspaper and everything back in '73. And yeah, a lot of information has come out after what originally happened. There were apparently other witnesses nearby that saw the entities or the aliens. And according to Coleman Parker, when he was inside the craft, he encountered another entity which was more human, like a female human.
Yeah.
For a minute there, we thought we froze again. You were like oh, he's
No,
frozen.
I'm just listening. Now and again, I'll move just to let people know that I've not froze. It's fine. It's all good. Right. That next question is from Umbra. So he would like to know: does Albert think there is a specific agenda of these beings, or are they acting individually because there are so many conflicting reports of behaviors?
You know what? I think there's possibly more than one agenda from different groups. I think there's opposing groups that we're talking about here, different camps, and there's a conflict, I think, and we're stuck in the middle of that conflict, and maybe that's why we're like, all that kind of stuff's happening here to us for years and for hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years. That's my opinion. That's one of the theories out there. Different camps, like the good and the evil. That's been going on for thousands of years. Who knows? But I think there might be more than one agenda.
Yep. Oh, thank you.
What it is, I'm not sure.
Yeah. I wasn't going to ask that because I guess that's what you was going to say anyway. Because how are we going to know unless we're told?
I think we all know the answer when we go to the other side ourselves.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah. No, thank you. Next one is from Blue Shift. He would like to know: has Albert had to deal with a personal attachment?
That's when some kind of entity attaches to to some. I don't think so. Thank God for that. I had a lot of encounters with shadow beings and stuff like that, but I don't think that there's an attachment directly with me.
No,
I don't think so. I don't think I feel that that's what's happening.
Yeah. Have you ever asked anyone to check it out for you to see if you have got any?
No.
Or would you?
I would. You know what? I never have been hypnotically regressed either, because I know I had incidents that maybe there's missing time involved. Maybe I want to do that all at the same time.
Yeah. Get all done in one go. Yeah. See, I'm considering having regression, but I'm not sure if I'm ready for it yet, to be honest.
You know what? I think I'm ready. What can't get any weirder than I've already.
Yeah. So I do want to find out what's gone on, because I had Jessica Jones do a remote view for me, and she picked up on some stuff that I kind of knew about, but I wasn't 100% certain. So she just like ticked the boxes on it for me. So now I want to delve a little bit deeper into that. Now I know what's gone on and
I have some incidents which I think there's something watching. I say watching, or maybe around me at times, but I can't be sure.
Yeah. Well, she told me that I'm not constantly, but I am being observed.
I had a lady that called me one from San Diego a while back.
Yeah.
That she said she encountered aliens. There were small aliens, glowing type, bright. And according to her, I don't know, I can't vouch for what she said. They told her that they knew about me. Oh. That's why she contacted me. They knew about me, and they knew about my work, and that I should keep on doing what I'm doing. And sometimes I feel compelled to keep on collecting cases, and just sometimes I can't stop doing it. But who knows?
No, that's it.
Weird.
Just keep going and find out, and hopefully eventually we'll find out what's going on with ourselves individually. Then
keep on going on. Whatever it is very important for our future, I believe.
Oh yeah, definitely. Totally agree with that. Right, next question. It's not so much a question, but I'll put it out there anyway. So this is from Nellie Kelly. She's saying that Chernobyl are getting a lot of reports of strange beings and creatures over the last few years. I actually had this conversation today about Chernobyl, or Chernobyl, I don't know how you pronounce it, about different sightings of stuff.
I
Like
know
these strange dog-like creatures, whether it's part because of the nuclear fallout and it's just mutated.
I read about that recently. About supposedly the dogs are changed or they're different.
Yeah. Have you seen the original movie? I'm probably going back about 15, maybe
The
20
movie?
years ago. Yeah, not the Netflix one.
There was some
I don't
the
think it's
movie.
Netflix anyway.
The movie
And
is about some kids that go out there.
yeah, they go in a minibus
and then they
and
go into a cave or something, to an
yeah, they're
underground
supposed to be
facility.
they're supposed to be going somewhere else, and they're going through. They see the signs for Chernobyl, and it says like no entry, and it's like, come on, let's go in. I think there's like 6, 3 lads, 3 girls.
Okay. I'm thinking about the Dialogue Pass movie.
Oh, the Outlaw Pass.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, but I don't think I've seen
and
it.
they go in the buildings and that, and all this weird stuff starts going on.
Okay.
But yeah, it's a good movie. It might be a bit dated now, but it was good at the time.
I'm gonna check it out. Maybe I'll see it today.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's worth it just for the content. The acting's not that great, but it just the overall picture of it. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. Right, next question is again from Umbra. How long does Albert think humanity has been on Earth, and what does he think our origin is?
You know, a lot of the incidents that I read about or have knowledge about, the aliens or the entities have been warning us of upcoming changes. Back in the 90s, back in the 80s, they told us of what's going to happen with the climate. What's happening? Yeah. They told us it's happening right now, and the coming wars and it's going to be a big change. It's going and hopefully there's a silver lining somewhere that it will all turn out all right. I don't know. Our origin is hard to say. I think humanity was originally from another planet or another location, not of this Earth.
So do you think Mars? A lot of people say Mars. There's a lot of people lately are like convinced it's Mars.
I think something happened on Mars that caused whoever lived there to come down to Earth, to move to Earth. Maybe.
Well, I know someone. I know of something that happened. Somebody told. I'm not going to say the name. That there was a craft that crashed into the moon, and its origin is apparently from Mars.
I heard something about that. I know there's a movie about it, but it's of course a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
But I think there are structures on Mars that used to belong to a civilization there. Yeah. Maybe they're still there. Maybe they're underground. Who knows? Maybe we know more than they're telling us.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that there's a lot more that we don't know. Yeah, there we go. Joe's just put.
Yeah.
Right, so she's put a link up. I shared it. Chernobyl Diaries.
Yeah.
I just thought it was called Chernobyl, but that's the Netflix series. But it's definitely worth a watch anyway.
Alrighty. Okay.
Right. I think. No, that's it on the questions. But I was, because my go-to humanoid is Mothman. What I know it's West Virginia and all that. Do you think then the sighting that was seen at the TNT area that chased the couple in the car that was like flying down and past the car as they're doing like 90 miles an hour, whatever it was, with red eyes? Do you think that was the same creature that was seen on the Silver Bridge? Or do you think it was two different things?
I think if it's not, I think there were different creatures, not just one. There were several creatures.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. I don't know if it was this, because during that time there were a lot of encounters in the area.
Well, there's that
Landings,
with Indrid Cold as well, wasn't there?
ended cold.
The grinning man and all that
Yeah,
over the phone, the clicking and the tapping.
that's
And
an interesting case. I don't know if you've seen the movie Mothman
yeah,
Prophecies.
I've read the
mean,
book about 5 times.
Yeah, I saw the movie. It was good, but not as good as I thought it could have been.
No,
But,
they could have.
yeah.
They could have put more detail into it.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, let me send you a message here a second. See.
Yeah, yeah. That's right. I just.
On the chat, I sent you a message.
Oh right, sorry. I'm looking on my phone.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's fine. Do you know what? I didn't even realise that we've gone over the 2 hours. I think it's because you went off.
Here it is. Mothman
Yeah,
Prophecy.
I've got. Oh, it's on the floor behind me. I'm waiting for a bookcase to be built.
Yeah, mine is
But
here.
no, I've got it on that. I've got it on. I think I've got it on Google Books as well. I've got a digital version, and yeah,
Me too.
I love the stories in there. Right, so I know you've got to shoot off now. You've got stuff to do. So massive thank you for coming on.
You're welcome. And
yeah,
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward for the May 24th show. Okay.
Yeah, 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from now with George.
With George. So don't forget slippers, cup of cocoa, and a
my
pillow.
cigar. Okay.
And just chill, relax, and we'll just listen to George all night.
Oh man, I can't wait.
For those that don't know, Albert is a moderator on my Facebook group. So we've had a quick chat about that, and we're going to be putting more stuff on there and
yes,
entertaining you even more.
Don't forget to visit my group, Humanoid Encounters and other encounters. Yeah. All righty.
But yeah. Massive thank you for coming on.
And
don't
you're
worry
welcome.
about the internet freezing. Yeah. It happens.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
It's just one of them things. So, but we'll see you in a fortnight. Obviously, I'll speak to you before then anyway. But
all right, I'll be listening in a couple of weeks.
Excellent. Me too. I'm just going to start and just sit back and
I'll see you here like this.
Yeah. So
I'm a good listener. Anyway. Yeah. You too. All right. Take care.
Yep. Cheers,
have
Albert.
Have a martini on me. Okay. Righty.
I'll have a few.
Take care.
All right. Thanks again. See you later. All right. Thank you everyone for coming on and joining in with the chat and everything. Sorry about his internet going down, but as you know, it does happen. It's just part of the game, isn't it? So nothing next Wednesday yet. There is a possibility with Laura. I just need to finalize that, get that sorted. If not, everyone, we'll be back next Friday with Preston Dennett. So have a great week. Look after yourselves and see you soon. And thanks again. And good night.